Hello everyone, my name is Shashikant Dwivedi and you are on my YouTube channel PS3 Commerce. In this video, I am going to start the chapter Not-for-Profit Organization, which is also called NPOs. But before starting the video, I am requesting you to please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you could receive the notification about my latest videos. And do follow me on Instagram also because I am posting there logical questions of accounting, which will help you to increase the knowledge about accounting. So let's start the video. So what is NPO? NPOs are those organizations who do not carry any business activity. They do not have any profit motive. Their main objective is to promote only social services and charitable activities. They are not owned by any individual or institution, but managed by a group of people called trustee or managing committee. They do not have any capital. That's why they need funds to carry out their objective. And where do funds comes from? The funds comes from its member, donor, and in which form? In the form of donation, membership fees, subscription, loans, government grants, etc. We will talk about these terms later. Example of such organizations are schools, colleges, public hospitals, library, society for sports, culture, arts, etc. This is all about NPOs. Now let's talk about financial statements of NPOs. The financial statements of NPOs consist of receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account, and balance sheet. Now let's talk about receipt and payment account. The format of receipt and payment account looks like this. It has two sides, receipt and payment. In the receipt side, we record whatever the amount we have received during the year. And in the payment side, we record whatever the amount we have paid are recorded. The opening balance of receipt and payment account consists of cash in hand and cash at bank. And closing balance also consists of cash in hand and cash at bank. Cash do not have any negative figure, but bank may have a negative figure, which is also called bank overdraft. The opening balance comes on the credit side and closing balance on receipt side. Okay, it is prepared on cash basis of accounting, and it is prepared in the same manner as we prepare cash account or bank account or cash book in class 11th. Now let's talk about income and expenditure account. The format of income and expenditure account looks like this. It has two sides, expenditure and incomes. In the expenditure side, we record whatever the expenses we have incurred during the year. And in the income side, we record whatever the income we have earned during the year. But as we discussed before, that they do not carry on any business activities and they do not have any profit motive. That's why the excess of income over expenditure are called surplus, not profit, only surplus. And the excess of expenditure side over income side is called deficit, not loss. Okay? It is prepared in the same manner as we prepared profit and loss account in the class 11th to know their financial performance. It is prepared on accrual basis of accounting. Okay? So this is all about income and expenditure account. In the class 12th, you do not have to prepare receipt and payment account. The receipt and payment account is already given in the question with the additional information. And from this receipt and payment account and additional information, you have to prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet. Now come to the balance sheet. Friends, I am not going to discuss in detail because you already know how to prepare the balance sheet. So let's move on. Basic terms used in NPOs. First is capital expenditure. So what is capital expenditure? Capital expenditure is those expenditure the benefit of which lasts for more than a year. The example of capital expenditure are purchase of machinery, furniture, payment of loan, etc. Revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure is those expenditure the benefit of which last for a year. For example, salary for employees, rent, etc. In other words, we can say revenue expenditure are those expenditure which we have incurred in ordinary course of business or in order to carry out our core activities, because the NPOs do not have any business objective. Okay, so that's why we used words core activities. Okay, what is core activities of NPOs? To carry out social services or charitable activities. Okay, revenue receipt. Revenue receipt are those receipts which accrue to any entity, organization from its ordinary course of business or from core activities. Okay, I hope you understand. For example, in case of NPO, subscription proceed, general donation are revenue receipt. We will talk about subscription or general donation later in this video. Capital receipt. All receipt other than revenue receipt are called capital receipt. Simple. For example, proceeds from sale of its asset, specific donation, etc. Because we do not sell our asset in ordinary course of business or in order to carry out our core activities. Okay. And we will talk about specific donation later in this video. Subscription. What is subscription? Subscription is the amount paid by member on a regular basis, whether quarterly or yearly basis, in order to keep their membership active. The member has to pay a amount on regular basis in order to keep their membership active. This is called subscription amount. Subscription paid by members is shown as a receipt in receipt and payment account and as income in the income and expenditure account. Friends, subscription is a bigger topic, so that's why I have to make a separate video on it. Okay, I have to make separate video on funds also. Funds, it is a pool of money to be used for specific purposes. This is an amount received or amount set aside by organizations. The treatment of the funds will be discussed in upcoming videos. Okay, now let's talk about entrance fees. Friends, at the time of becoming a member, a person has to pay entrance fees, which is also called admission fees. But lots of people have confusion about how to treat the entrance fees, because lots of people says that it is a capital receipt and most of the people says it is a revenue receipt. So I am here to clear this confusion. The treatment of entrance fees is totally depends upon the circumstances. For example, in case of organization like clubs and some charitable institution, members are limited and amount of entrance fees is quite high. Friends, in the charitable institution, the limited numbers of people are coming to there. That's why they charge higher entrance fees. And members are not coming frequently. So that's why it is a non-recurring item. So due to its non-recurring nature, it is treated as capital receipt and added to capital or general fund. Oh, I forgot to told about capital or general fund. Just like sole proprietorship has capital, NPOs has capital fund or general fund. Okay? Got it? But in other cases, for example, organizations like educational institution, entrance fees is regular, income and amount involved may also be small. In their cases, it is customary to treat this item as a revenue receipt. Friends, in the case of educational institution, students are coming on regular basis. That's why these organizations receive a regular entrance fees. So due to its recurring nature, it is treated as revenue receipt in these circumstances. That's why we can say the treatment of entrance fees is totally depends upon these circumstances. That's it. However, if there is a specific instruction, it is advisable to treat the entire amount as capital receipt, and the relevant amount should be directly added to capital or general fund. If we have specific instruction about treatment of entrance fees, then we have to do so. we have to follow the instruction. However, if nothing is mentioned, then we can treat it as a revenue receipt. That's it. That's all about entrance fees. Now talk about life membership fees. Some members prefer to pay a lump sum amount as a life membership fees instead of paying periodic subscription. Such amount is treated as capital receipt and credited directly to the capital or general fund. It is totally depends upon the member. He can pay subscription amount on periodical basis or in lump sum amount. That's it. Legacies. It is also called Virasat. It is the amount received as per the will of the deceased person. It appears on the receipt side of receipt and payment account and is directly added to capital or general fund in the balance sheet. Because it is not of recurring nature. However, legacies of small amount may be treated as income and shown on the income side of income and expenditure account if there is a specific instruction. If we have instruction to treat legacy amount as revenue receipt, then we can show in the income side of income and expenditure account. Otherwise, by default, you have to treat it as a capital receipt. Honorarium. Honorarium is the amount paid to the person who is not the regular employees of the institution. It is payment for voluntary service given by a person not legally bound to do so. Payment to an artist for giving a voluntary performance at the club is an example of honorarium. This payment of honorarium is shown on the expenditure side of income and expenditure account. Okay, it is just like salary payment, but the difference is the salaried person has an obligation to perform the services, but in case of honorarium, the person has not any specific obligation. Okay. Donation. It is appear on the receipt side of receipt and payment account. We can receive the funds in the form of donations. Okay. The donation can be for specific purposes or general purposes. Specific donations. If donation received is to be utilized to achieve a specified purposes, it's called specific donation. The specific purpose can be an extension of existing building, construction of new computer laboratory, creation of book bank, etc. Such donation is to be capitalized and shown on liability side of the balance sheet, irrespective of the fact whether the amount is big or small. The intention is to utilize the amount for the specified purposes only. If we have a specific instruction about how to utilize the amount of donation, we call it specific donation. This amount can never be used for other purposes. Okay? General donation. When the purpose of donation is not specified, then it is treated as general donation. These are treated as revenue receipt, as it is a regular source of income. Hence, it is taken to income side of income and expenditure account. When we do not have any specific instruction how to utilize the amount of donation, then we can call it general donation. Okay, that's all for the video. So friends, if you like this video, give it a like and do share to all your friends. Thanks for watching the video till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.